Willie D Live.
So let's talk about the championships, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the good old days.
And I really should have started off the podcast, this episode, by saying thank you, bro, because you were part of something so special. Y'all brought the first professional championship to our city. I think maybe there was maybe some other type of league or something happened. Well, I'm talking about major championship.
Major.
Y'all brought the first major championship to our city. And you talk about proud. You came to Houston in 93.
I came in right in the two championships.
And then next year, boom, championship. Next year, boom, back-to-back champions. Now, how rewarding is that after the journey that you had taken to get there?
God is good, Will. I think about it all the time. I walk around Houston. I still, to this day, Will, people just, that's all they talk about. They know who I am. Even, New York, the Bay Area, which I love. People know me. I mean, it's funny. I'm not Jordan. I'm not Dream. But people know, I'm a champion. People know that I'm a champion. And it's a reason I live in this great city. I love these people here. Develop great relationship with people like you. I mean, I know I'm from New York, but I got H-Town up in me for sure. And
absolutely
winning that first one and how the city was just electric. Well, you talk about two of the best summers in my life. Well, I mean, just having fun, not paying for nothing, just the love from this great city. And it gets chills in my body when I walk in the Toyota Center and they have all of us all over the place, the history of us winning the championship, looking at Robert and Sam and Clyde and Dream and
oh my God,
still interacting with those guys. Just had dinner with Clyde a week ago. I mean, just you share a special bond and something people never forget. And you said it well, the first.
Yeah.
The first one. And then coming back and doing another one, I'm like, we in the history books, and I'm finally glad we're getting our love. Jordan played that second season, so I don't care what they say. We would have beat him anyway. I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, well, you beat me to the punch on that.
Yeah, I ain't
you beat
trying
me to
hear
the punch
all.
on that. But what do you think about these people that say, well, if Jordan was in shape and he had played a full season,
y'all wasn't saying that when
lost.
Jordan had 55 in the Garden, right? He looked like he was in pretty good shape when he came back and had 55 in the Garden. So I don't want to hear all that nonsense. He played. All I know, you can ask anybody in NBA history who had the hardest road. It was that 95 Rocket team. We're number one in NBA history in the hardest road at 72%. We didn't have home court advantage. We were a 6th seed. We played 2 teams with 60 wins. We played 2 teams with 59 wins. You telling me Shaq, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Kevin Johnson, I mean, the list goes on, Dennis Rodman. I mean, these are all Hall of Fame players that we beat with no home court. 9 road wins out of 15. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear don't ever disrespect the Rockets about our championship. We had the hardest road out of any championship. That include Jordan, Bill Russell, all. You can go in NBA history. We're the number one with the hardest road. Clutch City, just hard-nosed crew. Backs against the wall, well, down 3-1, gave up 2 20-point leads, and never wavered. Never wavered when people were against us. We never wavered. That brought us closer together. When people would doubt us, well, that brought our squad closer together. And you see the results, man. Clutch City, man. Clutch City, baby.
Clutch City, baby. I know some of y'all. I know some of y'all listening, and some of y'all watching right now. You're watching on YouTube or Instagram or something like that, and you're in the comments bragging on Jordan. Kill that noise. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. You dig? Man, do you ever talk to Rudy T?
All the time.
Yeah?
That's my guy. I love Rudy T to death. He moved to Austin. He back in Houston now.
Is that right?
Well, yeah, that's my guy, man. I run into him at Rocket games, U of H games. So he's out there active. One of the most thrilling things in my career was going out there and I represented him for his Hall of Fame. He invited me personally. That was such an honor to be there for him for his Hall of Fame. Going in with Kobe, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. That's the class he went in there, and being in that environment with all those greats. I'm hanging out with Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, Alex English, some of the greatest, Bill Walton, some of the greatest to ever play. So it was a privilege, and him giving me a personal shout out during his speech was. I'm a Division II guy. Well, 7th round pick, role player. I'm so proud to say that. I wasn't good like Clyde and Dream and all those guys, but I knew what it took for my team to win. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. See ya, Charles. That's
how you did it, right? That kiss of death.
Yeah, see ya, Charles.
The kiss of death.
Yeah, see ya, Charles.
Say, man, when you and Robert would get behind that 3-point line, I just do like that.
That's all you got to do, Will.
Man, y'all knocking them threes down, man.
Dude, when you have a big fella like number 34 just punishing them inside, Will, just destroying guys inside, they're going to have to double that man. If he don't double Akeem Olajuwon, he going for 50. He going for 50. He was that good, as you know, Will. That dude was just amazing. So when they go down and double, dog, Will, me, Robert, Vernon, Sam, and Kenny, we out there salivating, waiting for our 3-ball, because we know once we make a couple of them, that's going to loosen up the big boy down there to sort of finish, put the icing on the cake. So they ain't going to double no more that we hitting them threes. So Olajuwon just takes care of business last 2-3 minutes of the game. And, we get the dub.
People often talk about the top NBA players in the game, and oftentimes Olajuwon's name may not even come up.
Fam.
It may not even come up. And a lot of times when they talk about centers, they put several centers before him. I understand that he played for Houston and that's the home team and all that stuff, but I consider myself an objective person. For example, I don't like Michael Jordan, but I do believe that Michael Jordan was the greatest player in the game.
Agreed.
So I feel like I'm pretty objective when it comes to these type of things. I just haven't seen a center who was more agile, more dominant, more consistent, more passionate, that came to work every single day and went in every single play like Akeem Olajuwon.
Not that just who dominate the game on both ends of the floor, not just offensively.
Right.
He dominate the game defensively. Number 1 in blocks, Will. Number 10 in steals. The next center is number 65.
Number 10 in steals.
This is with point guards and, LeBron, wings, Scotty and them. Dream is 10 in steals. He's a center.
Right.
And he's around all guards.
That's huge.
Jason Kidd, John Stockton, that's who Dream is around. The next center, I guess, is 65.
Wow.
I'm like, get this man his flowers, man. I know they got him number 12 all time, but I'm like, he got to be top 10. He's top 10 on my list.
Yeah.
I got a great 10. Let me give it to you my 10 real quick. Well, my first team all NBA is Magic, Jordan, LeBron, Tim Duncan, Kareem. My second is Isaiah Thomas, Kobe, Larry Bird. My 4 is hard because I love Charles and Karl Malone, but my 5 is Olajuwon. Those are my top 10 players that I like. I know everybody wants Shaq and Dream bust Shaq, but I don't want to hear that. Dream swept Shaq. Dream bust the MVP at his home. He bust the MVP. He bust Pat Ewing the year before. What you want that man to do, Will? What you want that man to do? Dream in 94 had to battle Oakley, Mason, Ewing, Charles Smith. They were beating on this man for 7 games.
What do you say to people who say, well, that was a young Shaq. Shaq hadn't come into his
I ain't trying to hear that. They got all the way to the finals. Young Shaq got all the way. They beat Michael Jordan. Young Shaq beat all them dudes. Reggie Miller and them. I don't want to hear that. Y'all had us down 20 in game 1 talking all that mess. The game ain't even over. We walk you young boys down, beat y'all in overtime, and then put the brooms out on y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was impressive. That was impressive. And I think it's when it was like after that first game. It was that first game. And it's kind of demoralizing when somebody can wipe away a 20-point lead and then beat you. Because now in the back of your head, you're always thinking that the lead is not safe and they can always come back. And they're always thinking we can always come back and get you. So they don't panic. The team that came back don't panic.
Great point, Will, because Shaq in our documentary said when they were up 20, they in their huddle celebrating. But you look at our huddle, Will, we calm, veteran team, been in this position before. Wasn't nobody in the huddle panicking. We knew we had a chance to come back in the game. We knew we'd been in this situation before. So Clyde sort of had a great second quarter, closed that 20-point lead. We went into the locker room with some momentum. We cut it to 11, and Kenny got hot with the threes. Nick missing the free throws. Then Dream having a big tap in overtime. It sort of demoralized their ego because we blew them out at their crib by 20 the next night. And we knew we had 3 games in Houston. Your boy said, we're not coming back to Orlando. We're not coming back. We're not coming back to Disneyland. Chucky will tell you that. He said, Chucky was on the podcast. He said, Mario Man was like in the locker room, said, we're not coming back to Orlando. Mm-hmm. I'm a man of my word, Will. And we swept them boys. Penny Hardaway, Dennis Scott, Horace Grant, a lot of good players. Brian Shaw. We ain't beat no slouches. They got to give us our props, man.